Time to turn the desk over to Carly for our first look at sports. Carly, and well, I guess there's been a lot of happy people in Winnipeg and some happy people right here in Lloyd too.
That is right. Can you imagine what some of these fans are going through? I mean, really, to see it all come full circle doesn't really get much better than that. Well, there are fans, and then there are fans. It has been 15 years since Winnipeg native turned Lloydminster resident Jared Bebo last saw his beloved Winnipeg Jets take flight. And as Aaron Streck tells us, when the Jets returned to the MTS Center Tuesday night, Bebo sat 4 rows up from the ice and watched his dream come true.
You don't realize how much a part of your life they were until they're gone. While they're there, it's just day-to-day thing. But yeah, it was pretty emotional, I guess.
And yeah, that's just from my seat.
Okay.
Just before when they were doing warm-up.
Jared Bebo can sit comfortably now, hours after almost missing his flight to Winnipeg.
I look back at it now and don't really think about it, as coming close to not making it. I'm just thankful for what happened and the way things worked out and that I did make it.
Tuesday's game was too close of a call, so Jared isn't willing to risk it again for the season opener.
For October 9th, it's Thanksgiving weekend, we're just going to drive down. And I know we'll make it that weekend.
Being 4 rows up from the action took Jared back down memory lane.
The crowd, kind of brings it all together and makes you realize, what helps you to bring you into the moment and realize what's going on. I looked around from my seat and and I felt the same way, but you could see a lot of people with their eyes were tearing up and just the excitement was it was electric in there.
The Jets are back, and so is Bebo's passion for the game. You can be sure when the Jets take off in October to start the season, this hockey fan will be checking the time twice.
What a good story. Well, it was a battle of 2 unbeaten teams in Fort Mac last night. The 4-0 Bonnyville Pontiacs were looking for some playoff revenge against the 1-0 Oil Barons. Justin Rose opened the scoring shorthanded in the first for Fort Mac, then sniped his second of the game midway through the second to give the Oil Barons a 2-0 lead. They were up 3-0 after 40. Max Collins got the Pontiacs on the board in the third, but it was too little too late. Fort Mac handed the Ponts their first loss of the season. 3-1 was the final score. Bonnyville will look to get back on track Friday night when they're here in the Border City to face off against the Bobcats. Well, the Holy Rosary Raiders got a big boost to their offense in the offseason as quarterback Colton Hippie transferred over from the Comprehensive High School. And so far, Hippie's led the team to a 3-0 start this season. Matt Schumont caught up with the pivot to see what he has in store for the rest of the season on this week's edition of the Superstar Next Door.
Colton Hippie got motivated to play football after going to a CFL game and instantly wanted to become a quarterback.
I just kind of liked it from the start, back in Pee Wee, and then Bantam I got my big shot.
Now the starter for the Holy Rosary Raiders, Colton is, if not already, the best quarterback in the Wheatland Football League. Throwing for 480 yards and tossing 4 touchdown passes, Colton says it's nice to be recognized in the league.
It feels real good, because when you're a kid, you always look up to the high school players, is what I wanted to be since I was a kid, so it's a good feeling.
But according to Coach Oreo, Colton may be one of the best passing quarterbacks in the league, but when it comes to running, that's a whole different story.
He has patience, I think part of it is, though, he doesn't have real quick feet, so he can't really just start scramble. He has to throw the football, otherwise he's going to get his head taken off. So sometimes your downfalls end up being what makes you a good athlete.
But all kidding aside, Colton is hoping he can go far with his football career.
This is just wherever it'll take me, I'm going to go apply for colleges, stuff like that, and if they take me, it'll just be my luck.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
Brought to you by your local BRP dealer. Power Merchants of St. Paul, Norsask of North Battleford, and RecTech Power Products of Lloydminster, your local BRP dealers.